जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Gora Pramanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam budhiraye nasta prayesu habhadresu nityam bhagavatam sevaya bhagavate uttamasloke bhakti bhavati naistikhem. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, Text 39 to 40, before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is well meant of conquerors, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana unto Narayana, Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author, by regular attendance in classes on Srimad Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service unto the pure devotees of the Lord. All that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the Personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental song is established as an irrevocable fact. Canto 4, Chapter 30, Text 39 and 40. Yana Swaditam Gurave Prasaditam. Yana Swaditam Gurave Prasiditam. Viprascha Vridascha Sad Anuvrittayam. Viprascha Vridascha Sad Anuvrittayam. Aryanata Surido Bratarascha. Aryanata Surido Bratarascha. Sarvani Bhutani Anasuyayaiva. Sarvani Bhutani Anasuyayaiva. Yana Sudaptam Tapahe Tadisa. Yana Sutaptam Tapahe Tadisa. Nirandasam Kalam Madabram Apsu. Sarvam Taditat Purusasya Bhumno. Vrinima Hete Paritosnayam. Yona Swaditam Gurave Prasiditam. Viprascha Vridascha Sadanuvrittayam. Aryanata Surido Bratarascha. Sarvani bhutani anasuyayaiva Yana sutaptam tapahetadisa Nirarasam kalam madam brahmapsu Sarvam tadetat purusasya bhumno Vrinimahite paritosanayam.
Yana swatitam gurava prasadita. Yana swatitam gurava prasadita. Viprascha vridhascha sadhanuvritya. Viprascha vridhascha sadhanuvritya. Aryanata suhrito bratarascha. Aryanata suhrito bratarascha. Sarvani bhutani anasuyayaiva. Sarvani bhutani anasuyayaiva. Yana sutaptam tapa etadisha. Yana sutaptam tapa etadisha. Nirandasam kalam adapramapsu. Nirandasam kalam adapramapsu. Sarvam tadetat purushasya bhumno. Sarvam tadetat purushasya bhumno. Vrini mahete paritoshanaya. Vrini mahete paritoshanaya.
Mataji.
Yana swaritam gurava prasadita. Viprascha viprascha sadhanuvritya. Aryanata suhrito bratarascha. Sarvani bhutani anasuyayaiva. Yana sutaptam tapaitadisha. Nirandasam kalam adapramapsu. Sarvam tadetat purushasya bhumno.
Yet what na by us Swadhitam studied Gurave superior persons, spiritual masters, Prasadita satisfied, Vipra the Brahmanas, Cha and Vridha those who are elderly, Cha and Sadhanus Vrittaya by our gentle behavior, Arya those who are advanced in spiritual knowledge, Natha were offered obeisances, Suridha friends, Bratara brothers, Cha and Sarvane all, Bhutane living entities, Anasuyaya without envy, Eva certainly, Yat what, Na of us, Sutaptam severe, Tapa penance, Etat this, Isa O Lord. Nirandasam, without taking any food. Kalam, time. Adhambram, for a long duration. Apsu, within the waters. Sarvam, all. Tat, that. Etat, this. Purusasya, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhumna, the most exalted. Brinimahe, beyond this benediction. Te, of you. Paritosanaya, for the satisfaction. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Dear Lord, we have studied the Vedas, accepted a spiritual master and offered respect to Brahmanas, advanced devotee, and aged personalities who are spiritually very advanced. We have offered our respect to them, and we have not been envious of any brother, friends, or anyone else. We have also undergone severe austerities within the water and have not taken food for a long time. All the spiritual assets of ours are simply offered for your satisfaction. We pray for this benediction only and nothing more. Purport. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Samsiddhir Aritoshanam, the real perfection of life is pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedescha sarved aham eva vedya. In understanding the Vedas, one has to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who has actually understood Him surrenders unto Him after many births. We find all this qualification in the Prachetas. They underwent severe austerities and penances within the water and did not take any food for a long time. They practiced these austerities not for material benediction, but for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. One may engage in any business, material or spiritual, but the purpose should be the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This verse presents a perfect picture of Vedic civilization. People training to become devotees should be respectful not only to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but also to those who are elderly in knowledge, who are Aryan and actual devotees of the Lord. An Aryan is one who does not boast, but is an actual devotee of the Lord. Aryan means advanced. Formerly, those who claim to be Aryans had to be devotees of the Lord. For instance, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text 2, Krishna chastised Arjuna by saying that he was speaking like a non-Aryan. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutasva Kasmalamidam Visame Samapasitam Anaryam Jusamasvargyam Akarti Karam Arjuna. The Supreme Person Bhagavan said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the progressive values of life. They do not lead to higher planets but to infamy. Arjuna, the Satriya who refusing to fight despite being directly ordered by the Supreme Lord. He was thus chastised by Lord directly, chastised by the Lord as belonging to non-Aryan family. Anyone who is advanced in the devotional service of the Lord certainly knows his duty. It does not matter whether his duty is violent or non-violent. If it is sanctioned and ordered by the Supreme Lord, it must be performed. An Aryan performs his duty. It is not that the Aryan are unnecessarily inimical to living entities. The Aryan never maintained slaughterhouses, and they are never enemies of poor animals. The Prachetas underwent severe austerities for many, many years, even within the water. Accepting austerities and penances is the avowed business for those interested in advanced civilization. The word nirandasam means without food. Eating voraciously and unnecessarily is not the business of an Aryan. Brother, the eating process should be restricted as far as possible. When Aryan eat, they eat only prescribed eatables. Regarding this, Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 26, Patram puspam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tad aham bhakti uparthan asnaname prayatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. Thus there are restrictions for the advanced Aryans. Although the Lord Himself can eat anything and everything, He restricts Himself to vegetables, fruit, milk and so on. This verse that describes the activities of those who claim to be Aryan. O Magyana Timarandasya Jnananjano Salakaya Chaksoranmalitam Yeno Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sangrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sayidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakantitam Sham. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhano Sude Devi Pranamame Aripriye Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripasindubhya Evecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yana Swaditam Gurave Prasadita Viprascha Vridascha Sad Anuvrittaya Aryan Natha Suridho Pratarascha Sarvani Bhutani Anasuya Yaiva. Yana Sutaptam Tappa Etat Isa Nirandasam Kalam Alabram Apsu Sarvam Tadetat Purusasya Bhumno Vrinimahete Paritosanaya. Dear Lord, we have studied the Vedas, accepted a spiritual master and offered respect to Brahmanas, advanced devotees and aged personalities who are spiritually very advanced. We have offered our respect to them and we have not been envious of any brother, friends or anyone else. We have also undergone severe austerities within the water and have not taken food for a long time. All the spiritual assets of ours are simply offered for your satisfaction. We pray for this benediction only and nothing more. So here, we are continuing the subject matter of the activities of Prachetas, and being a very advanced devotees, even undergone so much of austerities, And they followed the path of religious principle very nicely. But then again, they have offered everything only for the satisfaction of Krishna. So Prabhupada explains, the Vedic civilization means that one somehow or other must connect to Krishna consciousness. The essence of the Vedas, the essence of Krishna consciousness, the essence for educating the human society is that Bhagavan Sambandha Bhaktir Abhideya Haya Prema Prayojana Vedatina Vastukhaya, that we have eternally have relationship with Krishna. Somewhere or other, due to the misuse of minute independence, we are separated from Krishna, and then we have come to this world. Somewhere or other, we are struggling very hard for a survival in this material world. So our only duty in the material world is that somewhere or other have to re-establish the sambandha, the connection. Just like the bulbs are there, either they are 100 watts or they are 80 watts or 60 watts. If you want them to shine, they have to be connected to the powerhouse. Without connection to the powerhouse, even your 100 watts of light bulb, but you are useless. Cannot be benefiting anybody to this world. So our only subject matter of Krishna consciousness, only duty of the human society is that somewhere or other they have to reconnect themselves in Krishna consciousness, understanding they are fragmental, eternal, fragmental, part and parcel of Krishna. Mama vamsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana mana sasranindriyani prakriti sthani karsat. In the chapter 15, text 7, Krishna explains that we are eternal, part and parcel of Him. But due to the six senses, which includes the mind, we are struggling very hard for the survival in the material world. And reconnection to Krishna is very easy, very simple. There is no requirement of any kinds of advanced studies. There is no requirement of any kinds of material accumulation, or no requirement for extraordinary intelligence to reconnect yourself. Whatever situation you are in, whatever position you are in, you just reconnect yourself to Krishna. So Prabhupada here quoted the verse, Samsiddhim Aritoshanam. There is the verse in the Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 13th of Srimad Bhagavatam, Ada Pumbe Dvijasresta Varnashrama Vibhagasa Swasinutasya Dharmasya Samsiddhim Aritoshanam. And here Varnashram means there are social order and the spiritual order. There are people who are intellectuals, there are people who are administrative, there are people who are business minded, and there are people who are laborers, the workers. So they are in the social order. And there are people who are brahmachari, there are people who are grihastha, married men, and there are people, vanapurusa, retired, of active married life, and there are people who are sannyasi, who are in the renounced order of life. So that verse quoted is that Ada Pumbe Dvijasresa Varnashrama Vibhagasa Swasitunasya Dharmasya Samsiddhim. Doesn't matter whether you are brahmachari, whether you are grihastha, vanapurusa, sannyas, doesn't matter whether you are intellectual, whether you are administrative, whether you are businessman, you are just an ordinary worker, doesn't matter. Somewhere or other, all the result of action should be offered to Krishna. For is only satisfaction, just like the Prachetas here. They have undergone so much of austerities, and they would have received a wonderful result from all their austerities. But somewhere or other, they offer everything to Krishna. They say that is the only thing they wanted to do in their life. So in the same Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 14, it explains, Tasmat ekana manasa. Tasmat ekana manasa. Bhagavan sasvato pati srutavya kirtitavyascha dheyaya pujaya dehata. And it's been said that now you are situated in your constitutional position, according to your guna and karma, either as an administrative or intellectual or laborer, and with your brahmacharya, ashrama, grihastha. Now the Sastra Bhagavatam says, Tasmat ekana manasa, now with one-pointed minds. Bhagavan Sasvato Padi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the ultimate protector, Srutavyam Kirtitavyascha. Now you should hear about his subject matter. Now you should remember his subject matter. Now you speak about his subject matter. In this way that you submit everything in Krishna consciousness. Srinvatam swakada Krishna punyam sravanam kirtanam hridayantosu abatrani sudonoti vidunonati. That in the Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 17. Say that Srinvatam swakada Krishna punyam sravana, by eating, by sitting and hearing Krishna consciousness, that it clears all the unwanted material contamination in our heart. Punyam, it brings in a lot of merits in our life. And the next verse, 1 to 18, explain Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistaki. By constant hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam and rendering service unto the pure devotees of the Lord, all that troublesome in our heart is almost completely destroyed. And the Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 18, at Text 19, Krishna explained, Tada Rajastamo Bhave Kama Lobha Dayasaya Cheta Eter Anaviddam Sitam Sadvam Prasidati. By constant hearing from the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering of service unto the pure devotees of the Lord, that will create a unalloyed devotion unto the Lord, and automatically kama, lobha, whatever material desires, whatever greediness we had in our life due to the mode of ignorance and passionate, it will be cleared from us. Evam prasanna manasa bhakti yoga jate bhagavad bhakti yogena mukta sangha jayate. And now by following this process, the very beautiful verses from Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 13 to Text 21, that by hearing the Krishna consciousness regularly, those who are in the mode of goodness, they hear Bhagavatam for 1 month. Those who are in the mode of passionate, they hear Bhagavatam for 7 days. Those who are in the mode of ignorance, they hear Bhagavatam as they like. They feel like coming to hear, they will come and hear. They don't feel not hearing, they don't feel good on that day. They don't hear, they are in the mode of ignorance. In India, they do Bhagavatam Saptah for 7 days. Parikshit was hearing for 7 days because he only had 7 days to live. So he has no other option other than hear for 7 days. And those who are in the mode of goodness, they hear Bhagavatam for a month. Those who are devotees, those who are transcendental, they hear Bhagavatam for the rest of their life. So in this way, evam prasanna manasam, Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata, Bhagavad Bhakti. By hearing the Bhagavatam and by rendering service unto the devotees, then you attain peace in your life. No? Vidyate sarva, vidyate hridayam grantas, chidyate sarva samsaya, Sisyate sarva karmani etadvat manisvara. Beautifully explains in the Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 21, that chidyate hridaya grantat means by hearing the Bhagavatam constantly, by rendering of service to the devotees, and by doing everything only for the satisfaction, some siddhim aritoshanam, only for satisfaction of Krishna, the hridaya grantam, there is a knot in our material, there is a knot in our heart, material knot, it will be pierced. The hearing and rendering of service to devotees and submitting everything for the satisfaction of Krishna will pierce the heart knot in the material knot in our heart, and chidyanti, it will cut off into pieces all kinds of misgivings in our heart, and risyanti, that will eliminate, that will terminate the reaction of karma, and you'll be established as a master of your body. When you're master, you are able to control. When you become a servant, you have to follow. So, we cannot control any of these, senses, our mind and senses, if we remain as a servant of them. We have to become a master. And to become a master, here it says that you have to pierce the material knot in your heart, and you have to cut off the misgivings of your heart into pieces, and you have to terminate the karmic reaction in your life. So in this way, we have got this opportunity to do this important work in our life. Number one is that only work we have got in the material world is that, what is the only work we have got? Okay, that is, you are almost there. What is the only work you have come here for? Connect with Krishna, the connection. Now you need a devotional service to connect. And now you are happy, satisfied in that connection. So that's the only work you do. Now how you connect this through devotional service? What are the changes you have to make to connect yourself to that sambandha, to that relationship? What are the changes you have to make in your life? And no, Mataji?
We have to put Krishna in the center.
You have?
We have to put Krishna in the center.
You have to put Krishna. You have to make, what changes you have to make to yourself to connect to Krishna? That's my question.
Disconnect with material desires.
Just connect with the material desires. You have to make some changes in yourself to connect to Krishna. You have to make some changes into yourself to connect to Krishna. You don't need to make any changes. You be what you are. That's it. whether you are intellectual, whether you are administrative, whether you are businessman, whether you are laborer, whether you are brahmachari, sannyasi, grihastha, don't make any changes. You don't need to take sannyas, because I'm a grihastha, I cannot connect to Krishna, so I have to take sannyas. Sometimes people think I'm a brahmachari, no, I cannot connect to Krishna through brahmachari, I have to change my ashram. So here it says, no, don't make any changes. Be what you are. That's it. And now number 3, how the changes will come now. You have not made any changes, you have come as what you are, whether you are poor, whether you are rich, whether you are brahmachari or whatever, now you have come to connect to Krishna. So in the chapter 18, text 45, Krishna says, Swe karmani abhirata samsiddhim labate nara swakarma niratam siddhim yada vindati tachrino. Krishna says everybody can be perfected in their life through their own guna and karma. Everybody. And the next verse, chapter 18, text 46, Krishna says, Yada pravartir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tada swakarmanam tam abhyaricha yada vindati manava. Krishna says, by connecting themselves into my services, and they become perfect. So you don't need to do anything. Who will do everything for you? Krishna will do everything for you. No need to worry. You wanted to get wet, you go and stand in the rain. That's it. You don't need to pour water and then try to go and stand in the rain. So be what you are. So very simple Krishna consciousness. Very, very easy. You don't need to adjust anything here. You just come only. That's it. You come ready, then Krishna will do the work for you. Sreya, after coming, Krishna says in the chapter of 18, text 47, Sreyan swadharma karma, Sreyan swadharma vigunan parodharma sunusita. He says, now you have come to him, Sreyan, now you focus into what you have come here for. Don't poke your nose into any other thing. Sreyan swadharma vigunan parodharma sunusita. Swabhava niyatan karma. Kurvan apnoti kilbisam. Now you have come ready. Now what you have come here for? And anybody have come here for some reason or just come only? Okay, now you focus into prasadam. It will transform you. The prasadam will bring in 13 transformation in your life. Yeah. Number 1, it has to be a prasadam. Number 2, that will give you a long lifespan. No? Number 3, it will give you good health. Number 4, it will give you a extraordinary strength to perform austerity. Number 5, that will give you a seriousness in what you want to do. Number 6, that will give you good intelligence. Number 7, the good intelligence will bring you a steady mind. Number 8, the steady mind will bring you a peace in your life. Number 9, now you will be very conscious of Krishna all the time. And number 10, your feelings become very nice, very good. And number 11, now you develop knowledge in your life. And number 12, that knowledge becomes a self-realized knowledge. And number 13, that will develop into a Brahma Gyan, into the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you go back to Krishna. Only through prasadam you can go back to Krishna. But when you are taking prasadam, you have to be conscious. Not ferociously, very nice, very nice. You must conscious, this is mercy of Krishna. Conscious of Krishna when you are taking prasadam. Conscious of Krishna when you are serving prasadam. Conscious of Krishna when you are offering prasadam. Conscious of Krishna when you are cooking prasadam. Then it becomes 100% prasadam. When a cook is conscious in cooking, 25% become prasad. When the pujari offer the bhoga to Krishna conscious, another 25% become prasadam. A person who serves the prasadam conscious, another 25. A person who is eating prasad conscious and now become 100% prasad, and you go back to Godhead. That's it. Very easy. So we have come here with a certain mission in our life. The mission is that, number one, connect to Krishna. This is Vedic civilization. Vedic civilization means that you and Krishna has got eternal sambandha relationship. Somewhere or other, the sambandha has been cut off due to your misuse of your minute independence. Now you have given another chance to re-establish. So you come to Switzerland only for one reason: re-establish what you have lost. I've been born in Malaysia only for one reason only: re-establish everybody in the world. And to re-establish that sambandha, you don't need to make any changes in your life. Just come. That's it. Then who will make the changes for you? Krishna will do. He said in the chapter 18, text 46. Yada pravartir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tada. Swakarmanam tam abhyaricha. That he will do the changes for you. Now he says, Sreyan swadharma viguna. Now what you have to do now? Just focus into why you have come here for. Swadharma, into your own duty. Don't poke your nose into any other matter around. You come here with certain mission. And Krishna says in the 1848, Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosam apinatyaja sarvaramba hi dosena dume naknir ivavrata. There is always some fault in the material world in all the action. Just like the fire is covered by the smoke, there are going to be some sort of fault in our action. But one should not give up the action because he has got some shortcomings, some fault. So now you don't worry whether you're making progress or not making progress. All you have to be situated into this system of Krishna consciousness. And now Krishna will slowly will clear all kinds of contamination has been in us from many lifetimes. So that is the only message Prabhupada is giving here through the Prachetas. They have done so much of austerity in Krishna consciousness, and despite of all the result of austerity, instead of taking it to themselves to enjoy it, they offer back again to Krishna for his satisfaction. Prabhupada says, Samsiddhim aritoshanam, devotees should be working for the satisfaction of Krishna, understanding that everything belongs to Krishna. Jnana yajnana chapi yanne yajante upasate ekadvena pratakvena vimodo brahmanostam. In then chapter 9, text 15, Krishna says that there are jnani, the intellectual, they see the presence of the Lord in the many various ways. They see the variegatedness in the creation of the Lord, and they have diversified. And they see the Lord in the universal form. Everything they see is a creation of God, universal form. Aham krator aham yagyam swadaam aham ausadam mantro aham evashyam aham agnir aham mutam. Krishna says, I am the ritual, I am the sacrifice, I am the offering of oblation, I am the healing of herbs, and I am the chanting of the mantra. I am the fire, I am the Agni, I am the fire, I am the butter, and I am the offering to the Lord. Pitaham masya jagato mata data pita maha vedyam pavitram omkara riksamaya jurivachanda. Chapter 9, text 17, Krishna says, I am the father, grandfather, and the maintainer of the whole universe. I am the Vedas, I am the Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda. Gatir Bharto Prabhu Saksir Nivasam Saranam Surit Pralayam Prabhavam Pralayam Slanam Nidanam Bijam Avyayam. In the chapter 9, text 18, Krishna says that Gatir, I am the goal of human life. Bharta, I am the maintainer of human society, living being. Prabhu, I am the master. Saksi, I am the witness. Nivasa, I am the abode of the living being. Suritam, I am the friend of the living being. Prabhavam Pralayam, I am the creator, I am the destroyer. Nidhanam, I am the resting place of the human being. Rest in peace. You go to the graveyard. That's the only place the human society have found peace, because they have not knowing Krishna is the ultimate resting place. And finally they put a thumb, saying that rest in peace. All this while you are not in peace. You are running around like cats and dogs, too busy with the material advancement. Now, my dear brother, you rest in peace. There was a newly married couple. The lady told the husband, you have to give me an extraordinary honeymoon. When nobody have taken their wife to this honeymoon, so you have to take me to a place where nobody else have taken before. He said, okay. So he brought his motorbike, he carried the wife, newly married, and then he took her to the graveyard. She said, how you bring me to the graveyard? He said, look, everybody dying to come here, but I brought you when you were alive. Everybody are dying to become rest in peace. Somewhere or other they are caught up into this materialistic way of life without knowing what is their destination. Prabhupada says, you may be traveling in the first class, coach in your train, and the compartment may be, with the air condition, but if the train doesn't reach to the destination, what is the use of, buying the first class ticket? Important, you have to reach to the destination with all kinds of advancement you got in your life. And you don't even know where is your destination. How are you going to be happy? You are very busy studying this material body and thinking about the comfort of the material body. What is this material body? Ultimately, the material body is only about three things. Either you become a stool, either become a earth, either you become ashes. When you bury the material body after the death, when you bury the material body after 1-2 years, it becomes earth. And you throw the material body, died material body on the street, the birds and animal eats and then they pass stool. And if you burn, it's become ashes. So what is so great about your material body? Oh, I'm putting different kinds of perfume. Yeah. So what do you do? Yeah. And one of the halwar, he says, Palland, Pallayarathand, Palakodi Nura, my dear Lord, you should be living for millions and millions of years. I bless you, you live for millions of years. A devotee come and bless you, Lord. Why? Because, you are everything for me. You are my father, you are my mother, you are everything. In the house, if a mother and father, they are very properly situated, the children enjoy. If the parents are rich, the children enjoy the property of the parents. If the parents are beggars, then children also have to be begging. So he knows that Krishna is everything. He comes and is saying to the Lord, I bless you. You live for millions of years, but in that living of your millions of years, you and me should not be separated. We have to live together. That means if you are driving, if you are going into the first class car, I should be also in that car. So indirectly he also enjoys the opulence of the Lord. He says, you have given me so much of food, I should say thanks to you. You have given me so much of ornaments to decorate the body, I should be saying thanking to you. And you have given me a perfume, because the body without a perfume, it will start smelling. So you have given me a perfume of sandalwood and few other things. So with all those things, I should be thanking you. So in this way, a devotee prays to the Lord in a different manner. They don't go and torture the Lord. Give me this, give me that, give me that. It's not constant and demanding. They wanted to offer everything for Krishna. Somewhere or other, unfortunately, the problem in the material world is that we have become, our body has become conditioned due to the 5 chains. Prabhupada beautifully explains, what are the 5 chains, that, anchor. Is a material body is anchored by 5 chains. When the ship, when the boat, you park and then you throw the anchor into the water, unless you take out the anchor, the ship is not going to move again. He says our body is anchored by 5 kinds of chain in the material world, and we are stuck in the material world. Number 1, he says that attachment to this body, material body, due to the lack of knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Number 2, attachment to the kinsmen, all our friends and relatives and so on around us. Number 3, the attachment to the possession of the material world. Number 4, the attachment to the so-called scientific advancement. Number 5, we are attached to the different kinds of rituals in our life without understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, these 5 kinds of chain have put an anchor into our life. We are not able to move around. So we have to release the anchor. Prabhupada says it's not that easy. We have to understand. Our only mission is that somewhere or other must be connected to Krishna. But this 5 anchored, it's already, putting us a stop, moving towards Krishna. Prabhupada says somewhere or other you have to do it. Prabhupada said the Lord explained this thing in the 15th chapter onward. Uridvamolam adasakam aswatam prahur avyayam chandamsi yasya parnani yasya tam veda saveda ved. And Krishna compared the material human life is like a banyan tree. Its roots are very deeply rooted. You do not know where it's began, where it ends. A banyan tree. And when the banyan tree next to the river, it looks upside down. And Prabhupada said the human life is like upside down. You carry the leg and then put the head down, carry like that. That is how the human being in the material world, the head down and then the leg up. Because your origin is up there, but somewhere or there you are stuck here. So you're upside down in your life. How long you can be upside down, unhappy in your life? So there Krishna says it's not easy to know. Na rupam asyeya tadopalabhyate na rupam na chaste na samprasista asvatamenam suvirodham moolam asanga sasrena dridena chitva. Chitva means only way that you can escape from the material world is that through detachment, nothing else. Mana eva manusyanam karanam bandham moksha. If you attach, your mind is attached to Switzerland, you come back to Switzerland. How we come back, we do not know. Either 2 legs or 4 legs, or without any legs. Come back. Because you like Switzerland. and you got minute independent. When you want to leave Krishna's abode, Krishna give you the freedom. When you want to stay back here, he extend the freedom for you. No problem. So how are you going to come back? So only way is that somewhere, the only message of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, is that you detach, that's it. The 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is the perfection of renunciation. All the 17 chapters of Bhagavad Gita only is talking about, renunciation, detachment in a different ways. Either you do it through Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga, Astanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, whatever way. Only way is that somewhere or other you become detached. And now the detachment is very important thing. How to become detached? That is where people are not knowing how to do these things. They're trying to go away from the family. They're trying to keep away from their house and money and everything. They think that is detachment. So that is not going to be that easy. Your body may be away from your house, but your mind always will be remaining in the house. That's it. So Krishna gives the ways how you become detached. This is why we have to look into the chapter 5. Text 3, Krishna says, Yastvendrena manasa, niyamne rabate arjuna. No, this one is the jnana, jnana yasyesh indra, yona dvasti na kansati nidvandvoi mahabhavo sukhambandam pramuchate. By working without any hatredness and without desire, no anchoring, no hatred. No, you are not against or working anything in the world. You don't against your work, you don't work against your wife, you don't work against your husband, you don't against money, nothing. No hatredness. And no desiring. You also don't desire, I want a wife. You don't desire only the money. No hatredness and no desire. And no duality in the material world. He said this way, you start your detachment process in the material world. And Krishna says that, Chitta Sangha Yukta, Yoga Yukta Visuddhatma, Vijitatma Jitendriya, Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. If you can control your mind and senses by practicing this detachment, that you develop the love in yourself, that now you love the world, and then the love will start loving you. Naiva kinchi karomati no yukto manyeta tadvavid pasyan srivan spasan jigram asnan gacham sopan swasan palapan visrujam granam anmisam nimisam mapi indriyani indriyate so vartante hiti dharayan. The chapter 5, text 8 and 9, Krishna explains now, by this detachment process, now even you're sitting, karma never attacks you. Even you're walking, karma never. Even you're sleeping, working and earning, whether you are eating, whatever you do in your life, now karma doesn't affect you. Brahmani yadaya karmani sangam tyakva karoti alipsyaste nasa papena padma patram evam basa. In the chapter 5, text 10, Krishna says, just like, working, but, detachment from the result of your work by offering the result of your work to Krishna, he says, you live like, just like the lotus flower lives in the water, but they do not touch the water. So what you have to do, you have to work very hard for your survival, but the result you should surrender to Krishna. How to surrender, that been mentioned in the chapter 11, text 55. Mat karma krin mat paramo mat sangha mat bhakta sangha varjita nirvaira sarva bhutesu yasamam iti pandava. Mat karma krin mat paramo. Now you work without any attachment to the result of your work. You should not make any mental speculation into what you are doing, And now you work, work for the maintenance of your life, and you have to make Krishna as your goal of your life and be friendly to all living being. Krishna says, you come to me. In the Prabhupada says, anasaktaya visayan yadartam upayunjata nirbandha Krishna sambandha yugdam vairagi muttete. Yugda vairagi, that whatever you have got in your life, whatever you make in your life, now you connect to Krishna. In this way, Krishna consciousness becomes very easy. In the chapter 3, text 19, Krishna says, Sakta karmani avidumsa no tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma samachara asaktami acharam karma param apnoti prusaha. My dear Arjun, by working without detachment, you will come back to me. Just by detachment. He said, you will come back to me. Karma naiva samsiddhim asita Janaka. The example is the king Janaka. He had so much of obligation in his life, family, the country and everything. But in the same time, he worked without any detachment. So he came to me. There was a sannyasi went to meet King Janaka in Mithila, Sita's father. And he went to enter into the Mithila, and he thought he's a sannyasi, everybody may be bowing down and talking big about him, but everybody in the country talking big about the Janaka, King Janaka. Then he was thinking, I'm a sannyasi, but how come this family man become more greater than me? So he went and met, King Janaka. He said, everybody talking, highly about you. How come? You're just an ordinary family man. And he says, never mind, tomorrow we'll talk about this thing. Now you sit and take your food. She gave him some of prasadam, and the sannyasi was sitting and eating, and on top of him, directly on top of him, on the roof, there was a big knife hanging on straight, on top of his head. And he was eating in a great anxiety. If that one falls, then he will die. Great anxiety. Then he was eating, and then he was thinking about the knife, Then anyway, he finished his food, and then when he went and rested, and next day morning, I asked the king again, you are family man, how you are? People are praising that you are very advanced. So then the king asked him, have you, had a nice food last night? He said, there was a great anxiety at the food because the knife was hanging up there. He said that your food, digested. He said, all digested. How it happened? He said, something happened. He said, that is Krishna consciousness. You just do your work. Everything will be taken care. Don't worry. Very simple only. Tasmat asakta satatam sakta karmani avidumsa yada kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvan arasakta chikisi lokka sangramam. In the chapter 3, text 25, Krishna says that the materialists, the ignorant people, they do their work and then they become attached to their work and then they become bondage. In the similar way, a devotee should not give up their work, but they should do it without attachment. Na buddhi bedham janaye agyanam karma sanginam josayet sarva karmane vidvan sakta samachara. In the chapter 3, 26, Krishna says, now you don't disrupt the material people by saying don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Don't disrupt their work. Instead, you inject the josya, means, you inject bhakti into what they are doing. You don't tell them, don't do. He said, do, but do it with great devotion. You should, connect everything in Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada says there was a young boy, he had a girlfriend, and one day, it was a heavy rain, everywhere flooding, and he was taking a bundle of flower, he wants to give it to his girlfriend. And he also nice boys, had been to the temple, he knows something about, spirituality. So he was going, and then, then there was a river, flooding, and somewhere or other he fall in the river, but he's holding the bundle of flower for his girlfriend. And he understands he cannot give the flower to his girlfriend. And then he remember one sloka from the scripture, Kayena vacha manasa indriyadam buddhi atmanam prakriti subhavat karamiyasma sakalam parasmai narayana yeti samarpayami. My dear Lord, with my desire, without any desire, with all my action, now everything I submit to you, and Narayanam Samarpayam. This flower I offer to you, take. A flower he was taking for his girlfriend. But he was not able to give the girlfriend, but he called Narayana. I said, now you take it, I'm dying. And when he died already, then he was taken to Yamaraj planet. Yamaraj saw that, at least he has, thing of Krishna, and he gave the flower, but he also had got a lot of karma, then he sent it to Brahmaloka. From there you chant Hare Krishna and go back to Krishna if easy, because everywhere heavenly planet and so much of enjoyment, it's not easy. Even there's a Krishna temple in Shivalok, there's a Krishna temple in Brahmalok, You can go back from there, but very difficult. So now he took it to Brahmaloka, So Lord Brahma said, okay, welcome, It's a beautiful garden. And how can I help you, Brahma says, and then he says, you look at the rose garden, and then he said, give me a scissor. So Lord Brahma gave him a scissor, and then, you take the scissor, you go to the rose, Narayanam samarpayami, Narayanam samarpayami, Narayanam samarpayami means offered, I said, a flower I offered to Narayan, and cut the whole garden of flowers in the Brahmaloka. And then, then Brahma said, for one time chanted, you came to my planet. Now, all day you are chanting, you go back to Vaikuntha. So that is how that everything you apply it in Krishna consciousness, connect to Krishna consciousness, then you'll see your life will transform. Otherwise, you come to the world, zero, you go back zero. And ultimate result of the body is that either it becomes a stool by eaten by other animals, either become ashes when it's burned, either become a earth when it's buried. That is what your PhD. So thank you so much for being here. We should know that where is our journey. It's very important we should know our destination. Nothing else. There was a man who was sitting in the bus. The conductor asked him, where you're going? He said, I'm not going anywhere. Then he said, why you are sitting in the bus? I'm just sitting only. What happens if the bus goes from here? I'll follow the bus. What happens if the bus goes to the other junction? I'll be going with the bus. What happens if it goes to that side? I'll go with the bus. What happens comes back? I'll come back with the bus. So the conductor said, are you crazy or what? They're just simply going. Where are you going? I'm going to work. Why you go to go? I need money. Why you need money? I have to eat. Why you need to eat? So that then I can go back to work. I'm going. Like a madman. Deha patyakalatradesu atma sannyasiti. Tasya pramata nidanam pasyanapina. Become mad in the material world because they've got a blind leaders who are leading them. The leaders don't have any principle in life, don't have any mission other than, about, eating stool and living in the material world. They are doing what they know the best, isn't it? They do. There was a school bus driver, his job, he carried the school student, drop them, he was driving the school bus every day. So one time they have to go to picnic, so they have to cross the ocean, to go to the other side of the, country. So they took a ferry, so the bus goes into the ferry, the ferry carries the bus, the students are sitting in the bus sits in the ferry, now the ferry is going, and halfway through the ferry, broken, you cannot move anymore. So what to do? The bus driver says, all get down and push the ferry. All on the ocean, the ferry is going. Now bus driver tells you get down and push the ferry. How to go? That is what the bus driver knows. Because when his bus broken down many times, he gets the students to push the bus. So like that, the material world, Prabhupada says they're like a wet stool and dry stool, The fresh one immediately smells, the old one, when you put your leg, that only smells. So this is a material world. Intelligent person, Krishna says, hey, samparsaja bhoga, intelligent person, get off from, this nonsense material world. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Any questions, any doubts here? Simply people are wasting time. You go to many places, they put a signboard in the house, in front of the house. sweet home. Everything going very bitter in the family. Everything. You know? Our children are screaming and then they're not respecting the parents, husband and wife, they got so much of differences and then, somewhere or other they have to put through all these differences and beside that, the country, the job, the people, and so many things are there and then they say this is a sweet home. There's a problem. So Prabhupada says your temple should be like a sweet home. So people come, it's really sweet and they don't want to leave. Okay, thank you. Anything? Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Pramanande.
Bhakti Mukunda Swami Maharaj ki Jai.
Do I need to claim my ticket?
There is a QR code. You can also show it on but I can print it also if you want. But that's, yeah, so that's
And do I go like this?
if you like. That's no problem.
And nowadays, all these countries, some of them are very
No, German is this is also awesome. What kind of breakfast you take? And you have another very big suitcase or a small one? Big one. Big one. Yeah, one piece. Like one piece. That's awesome.
The other person is keep writing to me, he's Prem Prasad or something. From there, another, he said we have got a small community and then, he wrote to me first and I told him, contact that people, and then again, after 3 days, we put another recorded message and then he's speaking in Tamil. And then he said, Maharaj, you will come, my place, no police coming, this and that and all, I said, devotee organizing, cannot be connected to the devotee. And they can see, that can be, I said that would be more easier rather than couple, but he didn't plan it.
In one place,
Do they work together or? Oh.
that's why they have these
Okay.
and if the preacher
Are
comes,
they still, working with this one or?
no, they're nice.
Okay.
They're nice devotees. They're very nice devotees. I used to go there sometimes. So the only problem is if the preacher comes there on a weekend for 2 days, and there's 3 different
Yeah.
where to go. And you can go.
No, if I knew earlier, I could have extended my stay.
Yeah.
Sometimes if someone maybe come so far, so I can extend and be in the service of the devotees.
We'll be there. Whole months will be there.
Yeah. So I don't know how far is the temple or is there, some recent or nearby?
Yeah,
Or?
nearby it's the same thing. We can we'll look into it. I will see. But you're right, he should contact with us.
Yeah, that's right.
Very
It's
well,
more easier.
and then we can look into it. they don't have a center. They just rent places. Sometimes those to online programs. So they're a little flexible.
It's a very small community.
Yeah, they have a good area. Yeah. Maybe